Hello, all you beautiful enlightened people. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Joana Leão. I'm a Karmic astrology, and my mission is to help people know themselves best with the beautiful ancient language of astrology and hopefully leading to a more happy and aligned existence with our soul's mission. So today's video is about the new moon in Taurus happening on the 19th of May 2023 around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, in alignment with Dublin, London, Lisbon, Johannesburg, all these axes of unity. This new moon is happening at 28 degrees 23 on the 9th house, so a Piscean degree on the house of Sagittarius. It is going to be a new beginning on your values, the things you perceive to be the things you want, the things you wish, the things you want to go for, somehow your goals. But in the sense of how do I transcend my experience? How do I level up this experience? Have I been feeling stuck in this lifestyle? Have I been feeling stuck in this way of thinking for too long? How do I level up from this stage? What are the things and the habits? It's more because Gemini is kind of playing a role in here as well, so our habits are very much in tune with this new moon. But how do I change my surroundings or my relationships, which is what the core element of the previous full moon, to propel my expansion and to propel my evolution as a human being, as a person, as a soul, towards what it is, the goals and the things that I want to perceive to achieve, in my life. There are two particularly interesting aspects in here, like two precise aspects, that are Mercury in sextile with Saturn in water. So from Taurus to Pisces, which means that we're going to have a lot of mental, like structured mental activity. So it's going to lead to an easy brainstorm and an easy brain dump journaling, kind of exercise here. You can use journaling through this phase to help you out, or being in water. Sometimes people actually reach really incredible ideas in their shower when they go for a swim, whether that be in the pool or open sea. And to really understand these patterns, these limitations or self-limiting like habits, okay? Because sometimes we do create our life and we are very disciplined and devoted at doing things that don't serve us, and we know that we don't want to do them, or that we want to go on about something else, and we say, oh, I want to be productive, or I want to have like a more inspirational or more grounding morning routine. But the first thing you do is you wake up and you go and eat something or watch a YouTube video or something like that. So, and then it's completely misaligned with the ultimate goal. So this moment is really introspection, but in a very pragmatic, in a very rational and poised, calm way. It's going to be it's going to click really well with you, the things that you need to change and things that you can turn around or just tweak here and there to align with your natural achievement of goals. Minding that you've come from the distance of walking from the 5th of May until now, and see the relationships that actually are propelling you towards your expansion and your evolution. One other interesting aspect is the fact that Jupiter is in Taurus, 0 degrees, and square Pluto in Aquarius at 0 degrees as well. So then again, another precise aspect. This is going to lead to a natural regeneration of societal values. We might be seeing a lot of trendy news toward things shifting, or people disrupting the sense of morality, like strict, rigid, and limitful morality. Like, these are the rules, you can't do this or you can't do that, This is going to be a moment where we might understand that some rules can be changed, some rules should be regenerated, because mankind can no longer operate from what's right or wrong, but we should operate more about what we feel is right for this moment, okay? Because sometimes, intuition works 100% like that. How many times do we feel, oh my god, I have to write an astrological article or an exercise for my students, or I should record a video or something, and no, I have all these items on my to-do list, but then the truth is, in that day, no matter how much I try to be devoted and focused, it's just not coming to fruition, and it's okay. I can just make a detour and create in a different spectrum and listen to my intuition that says just go and take a swim on the ocean, or go on for a walk, or call somebody. That is as important as following the routine. That is how you align your lifestyle. So be mutable and be permeable to these changes and swifts that show themselves along the way. And don't stay too much in the squares. Always bring a lot of emotion, like impacted and kind of clogged up emotion in ourselves. And the fact that it's going to be Jupiter squaring Pluto is we're going to perceive that those changes in society are being transformed through ourselves. I'll explain myself best. It's going to be a victim mentality of feeling that I am the way I am because society has said this to me. And that is true, in a way. But now that you know it, and now that you're aware of it, you can actually shift that mentality into saying, okay, this rule, this law has made me act a certain way. And in acting this certain way, I found out that I don't feel comfortable or authentic being this way because of this rule. I don't feel particularly happy on doing this sort of thing. So I can act a different way. I can look towards this rule and go around it. I can just not be a part of this right now because it doesn't serve me so well. The regeneration of society is not just, Jupiter does not only speak of society itself. It speaks about societal principles that help regulate and kind of moralize, because morality comes from the Greek moralis, which means like rules of a place. You basically go to the tribe in Amazon and they have a set of rules to survive in that place. And then you go to the city in New York and, well, there are specific rules to live in the city. You can't apply the principles of living in the jungle in the city and vice versa. So Jupiter is the king of morality, is the one that sets principles to live in equanimity with a certain place. Now, being in square with Pluto, what happens is, how am I okay with these outer principles that define the environment that I'm in and still feel okay and comfortable about being myself? And this is something that you might find very clearly in the way you communicate with people and expressing yourself and expressing your communication. Because then again, it touches on the subject of the full moon in Taurus on the 5th of May. How am I expressing my truth? How am I expressing myself truly and authentically? And in this sense, how many times do we don't say what we want to say? Please leave that thing in the comments below. Sometimes it's so healing to leave it in the comments and just let it out in the world. But how many times do we don't truly communicate what we want to say because we think that it might be too controversial, it might be hurting someone, it might be too contrasting to the people that are around us. So in this spectrum of finding your true voice and finding your authenticity and regenerating this way of communicating in terms that is agreeable to you but also agreeable with your environment, there's so like 3 stages. First stage is you're quiet, your mouth is shut, you say nothing, but you know you want to say something. That's the first stage. And then you come to terms with that, like, okay, I really wanted to say this, but I still can't do it. And then comes the second stage, and your body is like in a tease. You really need to release it out there. You really want to say it. You really want to put it out there. And it comes as a scream, as a shout, as something super tense, like, it comes like, I don't agree with that, something like that. And then that keeps on coming, keeps on happening until it reaches a third level and a point on which you are actually, I can say this, even though it's gonna upset a few heads, but then it's also welcoming a debate. So now I can speak more calmly, more serenely. I can say this without being so overflown with my own emotion. So just to kind of set the alarm and to raise the red flag that Jupiter square Pluto, particularly in a precise aspect, may lead towards situations of like abrupt communication and moments of kind of rebellion against certain rules or certain issues. But within this game, remember these 3 stages. Remember that how am I actually finding space to communicate or to perceive what I want to say, to actually express it, and then express it in a way that I feel it's truthful, but mostly healthy to me. Like I'm being truthfully and serenely existing in my words, in my verbal existence. That is the invitation of this. So then again, moons are always a comprise of all the cycles. So if the full moon in Taurus was all about reaching that truthful within your throat and finding the true words that you want to say to the world, and here is the same thing. But now the opposite spectrum is not within yourself, it's not yourself facing the mirror, but it's society. It's your friends, it's your family, it's your peers, it's your co-workers. It's people that are immediately around you, but also in like bigger groups, in bigger events, in a concert, in a restaurant, something like that. So you go on about these things and I really don't think this right, and I want to say it like this and that or this and that. This is all happening on the 8th house, so it tends to be a very inward conversation, and then it explodes out because Pluto is on the 4th house and within your household, so with your family and those closest to you. Like a lot of, letting out and debating societal and philosophical flows of mind with your friends, but eventually leading to very important conclusions about what you want, how do you contribute to society, and how you make this world a better place, and how you perceive that the world may go on towards a better direction if you were more involved in it. Are you involved in creating the world that you want to see? Like Gandhi used to say, be the change that you want to see in the world. So this is an invitation. A square is always something very rebellious, and it's a lot of feeling, and in truth, in karmic truth, the way to get out of a square is just feel the stuff, do nothing about it. Be negative, be passive, be feminine, be truly passive. Just feel the emotion, let it go through, and then you make a decision after you feel those emotions. It's the spectrum of the negative side. You need to understand what it is to lose something or not have it, or dealing with the worst case scenario. And then after you feel all that, come to that inner serenity that you have inside, that little string that connects you from earth to heaven, and you act upon the conclusions you reached, and not from the rage and the emotion of the moment. But if that happens, it's okay. It's all a learning process. You can't be on third stage and not enjoying or not experiencing the first and second. That's something that comes with time. Another thing that's really interesting about this new moon, that's really going to help rectify all this, is the Mercury sextile Saturn within Pisces and Taurus. A lot of walks in nature, a lot of like swimming, I've said, but a lot of spiritual activities. If you want to start a meditation practice, now's the time to do it, for instance. Even though, because Neptune is trining Mars in Cancer, so the water, the intuition, everything is flowing. If you're one of those people who's like, I can't concentrate on meditation, now is the time to try it out. So let me know in the comments below if you actually do like meditation, if you find this hard for you, because sometimes we feel link the difficulties and the natural abilities that we have with the times and the transits. Sometimes we develop new habits out of, okay, now's the time to do it, I'll try it out, and then everything works out. And this is it. Remember to be truthful with yourself. That's the biggest invite of this. Remember to really define, what is my life's aim? How do I seek and perceive truth? And how, this is probably the most important question, how am I continuously seeking motivation and what inspires me towards my expansion within the things that I want to do and within the things I like? How can I refine the things I like to better experiences? How can I refine my work experience? How can I refine my familiar experience? How can I refine my social and friendship experience? How can I refine my home? All these things are created by your own mind. First, understand what you want to better up, then absolutely go for it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Drop me comments down below, tell me how you feel. Sometimes these energies can be really, really strong, especially when it reaches planets like social planets like Jupiter and Pluto in a precise aspect. It's incredibly demanding and it's incredibly powerful. But then it's a deep transformation. And once through it, it's a bliss. So leave me a comment down below. Tell me how you feel. Thank you so much for watching this channel, these videos that I do for you with so much love. And let's make this community grow. And always remember that even through the toughest times, that you are always golden.